Simplified Chaos, episode 49.
Life is beautiful and full of chaos.
And it can get slightly out of hand if that shit's not tamed.
We're here to share how to simplify the little things to help you lead a more intentional life.
This is Simplified Chaos.
Hey, wonderful friends. Welcome to Simplified Chaos. This is Jillian, one of your hosts, and I'm with my husband and co-host, Nicholas.
What's going on, folks? We hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. We are actually recording this the night of Thanksgiving, so we have stuffed our faces, and we are still bringing the energy. We still got some energy left here, Jilly.
We do. I've eaten so much stuffing today. It's insane.
It's so damn good.
It's redonkulous.
Love stuffing. So this one's going to be kind of a shorter episode, but Jilly, what are we getting into today?
Today's episode is our next year's podcast plans for 2020.
We've got some exciting things planned for next year,
Yes,
and we can't wait to share them with you.
Absolutely.
But you're going to have to hold on just a few minutes before we dive into that, because as always, we want to show a little gratitude. So Jilly, what are you grateful for this Thanksgiving Day?
Today, I am grateful for my bike and my legs.
Ooh, I think I know where this is going. Do tell.
So on Friday, I was able to ride my bike to work.
Wow.
Oh, wait, not Friday.
No.
Shit.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Which was your Friday this week.
That's
why it's throwing you off.
No wonder you're giving me like this weird ass look. Like, what the hell are you talking about? So Tuesday, which was my quote unquote Friday, I've had this dream kind of always wanting to ride my bike to work, and I work 45 minutes away. So the whole time I'm thinking, that's impossible. I will never be able to ride my bike to work unless I change schools.
But you made it possible, Jill.
And 11 years later, I meet somebody who's new to our building who commutes to work 3 days a week by bike, and she lives within 7 miles of our school. So I uncreepily asked, hey, can I drive to your house so I can ride my bike to work with you?
How do you uncreepily ask somebody that stuff?
I got to know her first, and we actually had a lot of things in common. We were very like-minded.
You've been setting this in motion for a while.
She's a really cool person, and she was like totally open to it. She's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like, that's going to be fun to have someone to ride to work with, even though it technically was about 100 so feet behind her, because she's pretty damn good at riding her bike to work. And there's a lot of hills, and just, I was huffing and puffing, but I did it. And I was so pumped to get there because I showed up with my bike and it was just fucking rad.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome.
So I'm grateful for my legs that were able to pedal this beautiful body to work. And it was just, it's funny how simple of a bike ride it was just, it made my day that much better.
That's awesome, baby.
So I am grateful for that.
Keep it up.
What about you, Nick?
So, I mean, this is going to go without saying, but I am grateful for our Simplified Thanksgiving. And if you haven't heard our Simplified Thanksgiving episode, make sure to put that on your calendar for before Thanksgiving next year, to make sure your Thanksgiving is simplified. But no, it was great. We host Thanksgiving at our house, and for me, it's pretty easy. We have some great support. Our family all pitches in and helps out with Thanksgiving. You know, your mom does the bird, and then everybody in the family brings a dish. And it's just, it's a beautiful thing when it comes together. We had a ton of great food. Great conversation with family today. We had more people here this year than we normally had in the past. We have some friends in town from New Orleans.
Yeah, and
they are still downstairs getting ready to watch the Saints game.
I was a little nervous at first.
Oh yeah, because of the number of people.
But it was actually really awesome.
It was very easy today.
Yeah.
And once we're done recording here, I'm going to go down and watch the game with them.
Nice.
And we're traveling tomorrow morning too, so we've got kind of a quick turnaround, which is another reason why this episode is going to be a little bit short. Is A, we don't want to be rude to our friends, but B, we're planning a trip, and C, we're excited to share what we're up to next year with you guys.
We sure are.
Yeah. So without further ado, Jilly, how do you want to kick this thing off? How do you want to break the news to our listeners that we're no longer doing this podcast? Just kidding. Just kidding.
We're calling it quits, guys. Yeah. Sorry. We're out of here. Yeah. So I can't believe it's coming up on a year.
God,
we started.
Yeah. Our first episode was released on December 28th.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I thought long and hard.
That's what she said.
I did it on purpose. And this idea popped in my head when I was driving home from work and I wasn't listening to anything. And
I remember this conversation.
All the ideas come from the stillness and the openness and just being. And I was telling Nick that, we had kind of wanted to start interviewing people, but I didn't want to do it via computer.
Right.
So the first idea was, well, why don't we interview people and have them answer questions and we can share their answers as like a resource that we usually do.
Right.
And so I had a couple people that I quote unquote interviewed and asked some questions. And this one in particular sent me her answers back. And I'm reading her answers and I'm just in love with what she was putting down there. And the whole time I'm reading her answers, I kept thinking, like, I don't want to read these answers out loud. I
want her to answer them.
I want her to answer them, but I want to be there when she does. Like, I don't want to interview her over a computer. I want to meet her too. So it was kind of like me wanting to meet her and me just wanting to hear her voice share her life and her story and what she's been through and her wisdom about it all. But I wanted to be like live with her. So I told Nick that I really want to travel to interview this particular person.
Yeah.
And then I kind of said, and I really want to do this once a month and travel to talk to people live, like human to human, instead of doing it via technology. So
we are going to start interviewing people, and it's going to allow us to travel and see some new places. So, and we want to do one interview a month, and we also want to travel, and we realize, we have to stay within our budget. We have to, make sure that what we're doing is, for a good purpose. So, what I think we're going to propose is that, we're going to have some folks here in Stayton, Maryland, who are experts in certain areas or have a really good story to share with how they've been able to either simplify their lives or they
just
might have done
happy.
some. Yeah, well, that's what I'm.
They're just living their happiest life, and
yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. Go ahead.
No, stop.
But yeah, I think, we're going to try to interview people who have some really great stories to share, who may have done some things that people are considered either bold or just things that, you might not even consider doing, and really just kind of, getting their take on, why they did it and, how they were able to get through it and how their lives were either simplified by it or even, just, bettered or living more intentional. So I think it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah, so to kind of piggyback on what Nick said, I really wanted to communicate with people who were doing life a little differently than us, have a different perspective, but are still happy as hell, and they're doing something similar that we're doing to make our life better than, we're not settling for anything less. And I really wanted to get other perspectives out there because I was so intrigued by how some people were living. Like, how are they doing it? The why, like what's the why behind it? Like, where did their story start that made them change the direction of their life or pivoted to make that huge decision? So I am really excited. I'm jazzed to just speak to people who we've never met in real life, or some of them we have, and just to share that wisdom with you guys, because I know our perspective is just one out of thousands. And it's going to be really exciting to hear it firsthand from them and to share it out with our audience as well.
And I think another exciting thing that we're doing is, we're not just interviewing one person, but we are going to interview like couples, and we're going to bring spouses in or boyfriends, girlfriends, what have you, to share their experiences, because they're just as much as part of the journey as the other person. So it's going to be a nice little round table discussion, if you will, because we're going to have one microphone. We're going to use this one that we're using, and it's a nice microphone which will cover a round table conversation. So we will be sitting at a round table, all having a nice little chat, and hopefully over some cocktails or some kind of drinks or something like that as well. I'm happy to make them or whatever, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited because what we're doing doesn't seem something extra or added on or another responsibility that we may not be able to handle.
Right.
It's something that's incorporating what we value and we keep repeating our values because literally everything we're doing in life is aligned to those. And if we didn't establish those values, then we would not be as happy as we are. So we value our health, and traveling makes us really happy.
Yeah.
New experiences makes us really happy. So meeting new people. So we value travel, and we value good people, and we value our time together as a family. And Lucille is going to be traveling with us if we
Yeah.
are leaving the state. So
Yeah.
I am so excited to make new memories and to do something that is a little scary. And, it is an investment, but we've been saving a lot more money since simplifying our life because we are so much more intentional with
Yeah.
where we spend our money and how we're spending it, that it's so exciting to know that this is a possibility and that we can do it without blinking twice. Like this is happening.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing a lot of budgeting. This year we've really honed in on our budget. We've met with a financial advisor, and we really have a very good understanding of what money we have and what money we can play with. And when I say play with, it's not just to go out there and spend mindlessly. It's to find something that we love and intentionally put our money towards that goal. Or for this, our goal for our podcast is to meet interesting people and have them share their experiences with you. And it falls within our budget, so we're gonna do it. We're like, F it.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to share part of the how we're doing this, because I think if I would have thought of this a long time ago, I would have thought this is impossible. Like, there's no way we're going to be able to travel.
It's usually like the first thing that comes across in your mind too is like, no, we can't do this or whatever. And we shoot ourselves down before even, giving it a lot of thought.
I think we automatically give ourselves limits that it's not possible and we can never do it. But the fact that we're doing it and it's happening because we had to, it took planning. It's not like something that we just said, hey, we're going to do it. Like, it took intentional planning. It took us a whole year or two to get our shit straight, so to speak. So that way everything aligns up that we can do this. And I didn't say it was easy, but it is a simple idea. And then we just put in the work. And I am just pumped that the how is like, we looked at our money. We're making sure it aligns with that we're spending it on what we want to spend it on, that we're saving and that's being invested. And now we're trying to pinpoint, okay, where do we want to go? What are the flights costing? Like, we're being very strategic about when we're traveling. So obviously I am a teacher, if you didn't know, and this is your first time listening, welcome. But I am a teacher, so we're looking at like when my spring break is, when do I have holidays off? So it's not like we're just mindlessly just like, let's go this time. It's we're being smart about it and making sure that it fits into our schedule, and it's
making sure it's long weekends and,
and
that we can get a couple extra days out where we're at.
That it's not going to stress us out. This is the point of doing this, is that it's going to be enjoyable. It's going to be fun, but we're also going to grow and learn from it as well. So I think the how is just that it takes a lot of time, a lot of planning. And we have to be on the same page and communicate.
Yeah.
This is not something that we just said, let's do this and it's just going to happen. It took a lot of behind the scenes action. And I just want to make sure that whoever's listening knows that, there are so many things that are possible if you really want to do it, but it just takes work.
Yeah.
It does.
I'd say that you probably came to me with this idea a little over a month ago, and we both got really excited about it and just kind of set it into action. And it is, more work for us, and, that's fine. Like, we love doing this. So we're really, really, really excited about next year and what's to come. And we hope that you're really excited too, to hear, some other voices and some other perspectives, not just ours, but, we're really looking forward to meeting some really great people and just sharing their stories.
Yes. And overall, and we keep saying that our mission is just to spread this intentionality of living and just to keep it going, because Nick and I are happier than ever, and we want other people to share how the fuck they're living intentional and what they're doing, because there's no one simple recipe, so to speak, to do it. And we're pumped to get different size families, different journeys, different jobs, what have you out there, and just to kind of diversify the different stories out there. And
and add on to some of the stuff that we've talked about. And I don't consider us experts, but we're just sharing our truth, what we know as far as simplifying our lives and living more intentionally, and hoping that it sparks some ideas and creativity on your end in order to make whatever it is that you want to make in your life work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anything else you want to run by the folks?
I don't, but I do have, so I don't have a resource today.
We are your resource.
We are. But I do have.
Check out our budgeting episode.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about a lot of topics that we have discussed in the past. So if you haven't listened to our episodes, please go back, folks. We have podcasted about a lot of small micro topics that have added up to be huge macro changes in our life.
Yeah, and episode 50 is coming up, so we're going to have our second Ask Us Anything. So this will be coming out on Tuesday, which means hopefully you're listening that day, because we're going to need topics or questions by that Wednesday, because we record on Thursdays.
We do have some,
so we will be posting stuff on the interwebs as well, as far as, ways to ask us questions, or you can email us, but social media is usually the best bet, Instagram. So yeah, we're really excited to reach episode 50, and then, coming up on our 1-year anniversary at the end of December. So a lot of cool things coming up here, Jilly.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too. So, do you have a quote of the day for our folks?
I do.
All right, drop it.
The quote of the day today is, if you can't stop thinking about it, don't stop working for it.
Don't stop believing.
No, that's not. Don't sing that song, please.
I'm not.
I feel like I hear that in every bar.
Well, yeah.
If you're there, if you're
at every bar after 12:30, 1 o'clock, you're gonna hear that song.
So true. This quote was anonymous, but it really spoke to me. Just if you can't stop thinking about it, don't stop working for it.
Yes, I like that.
So, the Take Action Challenge.
Do it.
Is just stop trying to convince yourself that you can't, and start taking action to do whatever it is that lights you up.
I agree. Because I think if you would have came to me with this idea a year ago, I probably would have been more hesitant about it. But I think because we've done this podcast and we've done things a little bit differently, I was like on board right away with it.
And we've done a lot of work on changing our perspective and our mindset, which we have podcasted a lot about mindset. And I think our mind is the biggest. It can be our biggest critic, our biggest advocate.
It's our biggest barrier, our biggest advocate.
It's so true. Yeah. So I feel like our whole podcasting experience and just the way we're living has really opened us up to a different way of seeing things. And I'm grateful for this experience leading to that.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work, but damn, is it fucking rad.
It is. So 2020, folks, is going to be an amazing year. Can't wait to share all of these adventures with you. So we just want to say again, happy Thanksgiving. We hope you enjoyed your time with your family, your friends, loved ones. We sure did. And truly grateful for them. We're grateful for you, our listeners. And, we really appreciate everything. And, we will talk to you again next week on our Ask Us Anything episode.
Sounds good. See you later, guys.
We want to thank everybody for listening today. Please be sure to subscribe and sign up to receive notifications so you know when the next episode is live. If you like today's episode and know someone who could benefit from the topic we covered, please share it with them. And if you have any suggestions for us or want to chime in on today's topic, you can email us at simplifiedchaospodcast@gmail.com, and that's chaos with a K, or send us a comment on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Thanks again for listening, and we will see